been running it for 4 years, but I quit because nobody liked it and I gave up. And then I had people messaging me asking, when are you going to do that again? I was like, you like that? And nobody came. And now it's... I run a female vintage second-hand market called Hunter Markets. It allows influencers to sell their pre-loved clothing to young girls and pretty much anyone who'd like to come along. So the influencers really bring the crowd in. It's a safe space for girls to come, wear whatever they want, be whoever they want, stay in here all day, meet the girls they follow and network with other girls. When a piece of clothing isn't bought from a retailer, it gives a girl a chance for her to really shape her identity in that clothing that she's just bought, because a retailer hasn't told her to wear it that way. She's picked it up and said, I really love it, so I'm going to wear it however I want. That's kind of the whole message of the markets. I wanted to create a better alternative secondhand market, so I wanted to make shopping secondhand accessible and on a silver platter to young girls. So eliminating the sorting process that you would find at majority op shops, other markets around Melbourne, just completely stripping that, because I know that you're going to find something really amazing at Hunter Markets, and I'm almost guaranteed. So we have these totes available at the market, and they are made to be used again and again for shopping at the market and just your everyday use. This one has our slogan on it called Real Babes Recycle. If you'd like to find out more about the market, follow us on Instagram at Hunter Markets.
My name is Simone, and I am a designer, or at least I like to consider myself to be a designer. I was nominated through my work in design with the Youth Services in Cheltenham, in Southend. There are some amazing people there, and clearly they have seen something in me. I like to do design work. I do design for the Fuse Productions at the Youth Services. I do it for Universal Magazine at Youth Services. I'm the current designer for Animaga, which is a convention that everyone should know. I am an illustrator, animator for the Podium magazine, or the Podium team. And I am part of the legacy of the Monash Drawing Club, the Korean Club, and so many other clubs at Monash, Anime Club. I like to use my time very well. I like to dedicate it to my hobbies and my passions, but I admit I am very slow in my process to becoming a designer, which is nothing to be ashamed about. Some people get there faster than others. But it's something I really enjoy doing, and even if I'm not working in the field necessarily at the moment, it would be my goal that in a couple of years you guys might see me at a TED Talk or something, promoting something about design. That is where I would like to end up.
Hi, my name is Beau. I'm 22 years old, and I live here in Parkdale in Kingston. As well as being a law student, I've been studying at Deakin University, doing a Bachelor of Laws, Bachelor of Arts for the last 5 years. And within that 5 years, I've been fortunate enough to immerse myself in the world of social enterprise and social impact, which really caters towards my passions for helping those in disadvantaged positions. About a year ago, myself and my best mate, Josh Furman, started a social enterprise startup called Spare Pair, and we provide basic necessities to those in need. So what we do is we run a one-for-one retail model business in which we sell ethical, sustainable and Australian-made undergarments such as socks, which is the #1 most requested basic necessity by those living in need, and the #1 most stolen item as well. What Spare Pair does is it creates a conversation. It aims to dispel this negative stigma surrounding homelessness and provide people with a voice, create a level playing field, get rid of this barrier between us and them, and create a community where we can bolster each other to lift each other and rise out of disadvantaged positions and work together to end homelessness. Apart from this, I also am involved in a lot of other social initiatives. I co-founded an educational enterprise called Activate Education, and we work with students who are at risk of leaving school or provide life skills, motivation study habits, tips, techniques, and apply real-life learning to the VCE curriculum in the hopes of inspiring students to work towards their own successes and seeing where success lies for them so they too can come to fruition and succeed in whatever they choose to be. I'm the Vice Coordinator of an Australian United Nations initiative called the Australian Youth Action Hub. I was fortunate enough to represent Australian youth last year in Geneva, and from this I was able to then establish the first Australian Youth Connection here in Melbourne. I've also been very lucky to be nominated as a Westfield Local Hero for my work with homelessness, especially here in the Kingston municipality at Matt's Place, which is a homeless kitchen run at the St Matt's Church here in Cheltenham. So I think for me, what I'm passionate about is showing people just how easy it is to create real tangible change. I want people to see how easy it is to make a positive, meaningful impact in the lives of those around us and create a strong community, not only here in Kingston, not only here in Australia, but globally, as we can all work together to lift each other up, bring each other to the same playing field and prosper together in the future. Thank you.
So I'm Ollie Robertson and I volunteer at Headspace Bentley, but also down at Headspace Frankston. I started with being a part of the Youth Advisory Committee, which basically involves advocacy and planning projects for Bentley Headspace to do, changing the reception area so it's more youth friendly. At the start of this year did peer training, which was a long process over 3 weeks. So now I am able to facilitate down at Frankston, and I'm also co-facilitating at Bentley as well. So far I've done about 109 hours, so that's part of the being a peer worker and also being part of the Youth Advisory Committee. I'm also a huge advocate for trans and queer people in particular. I'm genuinely an advocate for people, but specifically, more importantly, trans and queer youth. I went to an all-girls school, which is kind of funny thinking back to it. I was the first trans person to come out at the school. So I was kind of like the trailblazer in a way. Well, that's what everyone kind of said. So there has been a few more, I guess, people questioning their gender and being able to safely identify as who they are in the school.
Hi, I'm Georgie and I've been coaching netball for the last 4 years at Cheltenham Community Centre Bolts, and I've been with my girls since they were under 9s and now they're under 13, so quite a while, and I've seen them grow up and flourish into these really amazing girls who are going to go to high school next year, and basically I just love them with all my heart. I like to see myself as a bit of a role model for them because obviously I'm a little bit older than them, but I'm not a mother who's just come in just because someone needs to coach them. So I sort of position myself as an older sister figure who can be there to support them and be another person that they can go to who's more not their age but closer to their age, I guess. I feel really proud to see them out there and see them improving every week and to see them grow up and see them grow into beautiful young players and people, and to see them out there every week having fun with each other. They've grown up together and this is a special bond that they'll probably have with no one else besides their little group of 10 girls. Yeah, definitely me sitting on the sideline seeing them just become beautiful players. I find that really rewarding, and I hope that they'll be able to take those skills into their jobs or into their school life and become a team player and have that drive to want to be around people and to inspire other people and be respectful and have loving, wonderful friendships and everything. So yeah.
Hi, my name is Gemma. I am 14. So I started a foundation called Kids with a Cause because when I was younger I didn't like the way that Muslim refugees were depicted in the media, and I wanted to do something about it. So I came up with the idea of integrating the kids into our society by taking them to footy matches and barbecues on the beach. And from there, it really grew into something much bigger. So I created an event called Melbourne Youth Festival, and its aim was to get kids engaged in their community and meet new people and learn new things. So we had a cultural exhibit, a battle of the bands, and we also had technology expos. What I hope in the future is for all kids to be accepting of each other and to have a really great sense of community. So Melbourne Youth Festival is a big learning curve, and I have many more ideas in place, including a Bright Night for kids of Kingston. So to make Bright Night work, it would be amazing to have a lot of kids in the community get involved and get out there. Bring your friends along and just have a great time. We would really need like a venue, a place to have it, so a town hall, a space like the space I'm in today. I would need people who would want to have fun, DJs, and possibly a chill out zone for kids. So if you'd like to get in touch, or if you have any great ideas or you'd like to help me out, please feel free to follow us on Melbourne Youth Fest or on Facebook with the same name. Thank you.
Hey everyone, my name is Beau and this is Josh, and we're from social enterprise startup Spare Pair.
Spare Pair is a one-for-one retail model. We design and sell socks manufactured locally from ethical and sustainable materials, and for every pair sold, an exact duplicate is donated to someone doing it tough. Spare Pair is about creating a conversation. It's about removing stigma and putting people on an even playing field.
We understand that homelessness is seen on the streets, especially here in the Melbourne CBD. That actually only represents 5% of the issue. So as it currently stands, there's 116,000 men, women and children living on the streets. But that doesn't account for the other 3 million people living below the poverty line, in what we have identified as secondary and tertiary homelessness. We've partnered up with some incredible, fantastic organisations to help us distribute our products and distribute our mission across the nation. This includes the St Vincent de Paul Society, allowing us to come on their soup vans, do their soup runs, their street runs, and speak to people on the front line. This also includes Christmas on the Streets, which is a grassroots movement here in Melbourne that allows us to go out into the streets, speak with people living rough, and provide them with the product that they so desperately need.
Since starting Spare Pair approximately 6 months ago, we've been afforded opportunities that we never thought we'd get. We've been represented in Geneva at the United Nations Forum. We've been offered opportunities to speak to local schools, local councils, and even more, we've been offered the opportunity to do a TED Talk on changing perspectives at a youth event at the end of August.
So help us help those in need and join our movement today. Be the change maker the world needs and provide basic necessities to those experiencing homelessness and living in disadvantage. Hashtag conscious and comfy.
My name is Madison Carroll. I'm here today because I wrote Molly Girls Guide. So Molly's Girls Guide is this one here. So it is a self-help booklet for girls. It involves things about self-care, social media, bullying, and how to combat that sort of thing. I wrote it because I think it's a really pertinent issue at the moment. I feel like girls, we don't have a source that's just light and frivolous and really is quite informational, but also at the same time is taking really serious issues and having a lot of fun with them. So Molly came about actually after a friend of mine tragically took her own life. It was a really terrible time for, I think, everyone, and you know, I think a lot of our year level was really shocked and didn't know what to do, and in my media class we have to do this massive big production, and I really wanted to do something that was significant and made a difference. So I thought of this, and you know, I wrote it and illustrated it and distributed it and everything, and then you know, by the end of it I had my mum and my grandma, who are absolutely my world. They were pushing me out the door to get it out and further away because so many people, we were getting so much good feedback about it. So yeah, they pushed me to the youth services, and so Kingston and I collaborated, and we ended up getting it out to all the schools, and we printed like a lot of copies. So that was really, really amazing. And then now, you know, at the absolute urging of my family as well, I've got the business up and running on Instagram. So people will just DM me or email me, and then I will just send them out copies. So we have had like so many copies being sent out, you know, statewide and nationally, and it's just going really, really well. And I'm so happy that it's making other people really, really happy, because that's the whole point, is to get a positive outlook on some really serious issues. We actually do have an Instagram page. The handle is @MollyTheZine. My Instagram is all about self-care, it's all about empowerment, it's all about making everyone have a big smile on their face.